Well, I mean, I think it's our job as journalists to not only get the good information in the stories, but tell it to people in the way that they want to receive information nowadays. So we've got to realize we're about more than a television newscast. We're about blogs and web content and text messaging to the cell phone and all these emerging technologies. iPods and podcasts, and there's all kinds of great way that people are getting the same basic information, but just through different media. I've had a great time putting together a blog, and I'm looking forward to doing that here in Indiana, where you can let people know a little bit about the news of the day, but a little bit of things that happen behind the scenes that they won't necessarily see on the air. And maybe it gives you another chance to open a door to some of the more personal stuff, some things that don't necessarily fit into a television newscast but work really well on the web. It's just exciting to have different ways to reach people, and I think it's our responsibility to be creative about the way we present the information and make sure it's working for people.
And we have to be informed about the new kinds of technology and how does it help us provide the information our viewers need. For instance, if you have a camera phone and you can download that and send it to the station and get the picture on the web immediately. So it helps with the immediacy of what we're providing. But I also think we have a responsibility not to get carried away in technology, and remember, we're still journalists. And storytelling from the beginning of time will remain the same as far as a good story.
Yeah.
What caught my attention as a child catches my attention in some ways now with surprises and hooks and certain things that make the story interesting. You're a good blogger, by the way.
Thank you.
You really are. It's a different language.
It is.
Okay.
Well, and I think once you're a reporter or a journalist, you see things everywhere. And now that I have a blog as a venue, I carry my camera phone everywhere I go, and I love that thing. All of a sudden we'll be, out at the farmer's market with my family, and my husband goes, "Oh no, you're feeling a blog moment coming on." I pull out that camera phone and go, "Oh, I've got to write about this." There are just little things that happen out and about every day that might not fit into a newscast, but it sure would make an interesting little something to mention in a blog.
Right.
And people seem to really appreciate that when you notice stuff that's off the beaten path, and it's so easy to just use that technology, and it's immediate. Instant gratification.
I think the other advantage with blogging, and correct me if I'm wrong, but it really helps you connect to the viewer in a different way because you become more of a person, not just the person presenting the news in a box. But oh my gosh, they go through that too. Or they notice that too. Oh wow, that's funny. Or hey, we have a similarity here. We like this or like that.
Yeah.
I think it just helps connect us to the viewer in just a totally different way, but makes us as human as we are.
Well, and it's so interactive. What I love about blogging, and I hope people here will be responsive to it, is I want to hear back from people. I love when people write in and say, well, I saw this, or I was thinking about this, and I want to write them back and start a conversation with the viewer. That's what's so interesting about technology today, is we're not just in a box presenting information, but if they're online, they can email, they can write in on our blog, they can interact and ask us questions, and we can have a conversation and know more about the people that we're speaking to. I love that. I love being able to feel like I know who I'm talking to.
That's also, of course, the advantage of having a station email address too, because they can just email, and I have a little BlackBerry, and I just respond really quickly, or I'm like, I'm glad, that's a great point, or something. I did something really weird with my tie once, and this guy emailed and he wrote, "Dude, what's up with your tie?" And his wife had noticed that it was maybe this short because I was trying to get a fatter knot. Okay, style thing. But I'd taken the jacket off. You're supposed to leave it on, so I failed to realize that my tie is up here and the back part's down here, and it looked really bad. So I had to explain that, but it was kind of a funny moment that we could kind of share, and at least he knew why.